Hello everyone, I hope you're having an absolute wonderful day. I'll be showing you how to run a 140.777 in the Porsche Cup at Hockenheim. Now, as much as I love this car, I absolutely hate this combo. Over all these laps I've done, it has driven me completely insane. But enough of that, let's get into the lap. In all my experience in the Porsche Cup car, I have found over my just above average driving that to go fast, it's all in the way of your line consistency and your throttle and brake management. And especially on this track, throttle and brake is going to play a huge part. But another huge part for this lap time is also setting up this last corner because you can mess it up a lot. Now for me, coming in, I like bringing it wide, staying in third, just clipping over this sausage strip here. And this is my turning point, where I start really turning. As soon as I get up to the sausage strip, that's a bit far forward, I want to turn in for the corner. Now, I don't recommend cutting onto this greenery here, but you can. So through here, I'm just on and off the throttle and brake, not 100%, roughly 50 to 75% coming through this corner until you know you're lined up, straight to go, and you can make it down the corner. It's a very loose corner, and you can find yourself running very wide very quickly, like I do here, and on my fast lap as well. Now, coming into this first corner, very, very tricky corner in this car to handle. I used this black dark patch here, right here in the grass. I use that as my braking reference, but I actually brake at the 100 board, as you'll see right here. Now I come onto brakes, very hard braking, shifting down into third, I believe, or fourth, shifting down into fourth for this corner, and you want to get on the throttle about at the apex. And it's lots of heavy trail braking. Don't clip that sausage strip because it will throw the car up. You can get away with it, but generally it's going to push you out wide. You're going to get an off track and you're most likely going to spin. Now we want to use all of this ripple strip here, and I don't get an off track for this. Even you want to stay inside this white line here and you'll be 100% fine. Coming into turn 2. Braking just before the service road here, probably about right here. Very, very hard braking, 80% plus, 100% even for me. And it's slowly coming off the brake, trail braking. You want to manage the brake the whole way into the corner, listening to your tires. And if you haven't done so already, you want to turn your car sounds down as a beginner. You're going to turn your car sounds, your engine sounds, all that down so you can listen to how the tires are in game. You want to look out for when the tires start to squeal, under braking and under load. Coming into the corner, I take a tighter line than other people. That's just the way I like it. You can gain an extra 2 tenths on me here with a different line, but early off the brake, getting on the throttle while still on the brake quite early, that's my driving style. You might find that helpful. That's how I like to do it. But you want to get on the throttle early, just managing it. You want to stay on 50% until you know you're good to go out the exit. And as soon as you're straightened up, 100% through here. Now this corner you can take this greenery here. Wouldn't recommend because like the first corner, it bounces the car up. And generally you can hold it tighter if you don't clip it. Coming into the hardest braking zone of the track, one of my favorite corners for passing, braking just before the 150 board all the way to about 100%, just before it, and you want to just modulate that brake, coming slowly back as the car starts to slow down, so you can get stopped for this corner. This corner is very tricky because it's very deceptive of your speed coming into it, but the car will pull up. You just want to make sure that you don't start turning too much while still on the brakes, while you still have too much speed. If you come in with too much speed, it's going to unsettle the car and you'll slide it out or go wide or even spin it. Taking this as tight as possible, getting on the throttle, I do, as I'm still on the brake, early throttle because you want to get the speed for the straight, and running it all the way just before this divot in the ripple strip. Coming through this kink here, it's a very, very hard, tricky corner because the car likes to get unsettled. I come all the way out wide of the ripple strip, use all of it, and you want to use all of this inside curb here. You might have to do some corrections like I do here if you want to keep full throttle, but it will bring you all the way out. Don't be afraid to stay full throttle to keep your speed up. This corner, another tricky one, braking just at this end of the ripple strip here. You can brake a little bit later, but I find it's easier if you just pace yourself into it. Braking hard again. This is one of the hardest corners for me on the track, braking wise, as I normally lock up the inside tire coming into these corners. Very, very tricky. You want to stay off this curb because it will throw the car. And as we come through, it's about 50% throttle until the car straightens back out. This here, I shift into fourth. You want to lift off, not all the way. I do a little brake touch here to get the car straight and settled for the corner, staying about 60-75% throttle until you know the car is going to make it through. 100% throttle when the car is stable. Run it all the way out to the sausage strip. Coming into here, braking just about a car length before this divot in the white marker, going as close as we can to the wall. Not too close, you really don't want to hit it. It will mess up your race. But it's just before being between 30 and 50% braking, rolling off it to get that car turned, shifting down into, I believe, third, so you can make it through this corner. It's a very nice, flowy corner, but you can find yourself running very wide if you get on the throttle too early. Use all of the AstroTurf on the inside here. I believe it's called, no, it's whatever this green stuff is, but you want to modulate the throttle. Staying between throttle and brake if you have to, and then getting 100% when you know the car is settled and ready to make it out of the corner. Coming into here, you got to brake a little bit earlier than the GT3 cars, braking before the road surface change. Hard braking, 80%. You can find yourself, if you brake too hard and come in too much speed, locking up or even getting the rear end loose. I, in this case, brake early here and you see me run up onto the curb. You can brake later, but it's a bit difficult. I find this corner really hard and I like to hold it much tighter than a lot of other people do, but I generally take it in a nice, good pace. Coming out, I don't like using the green stuff out here. It's off camber and it tends to keep the car out there. It's a bit slower for my liking. I've never been able to run the same pace going out that wide, but here you want to stay on this on the ripple strip because it will throw the car up if you get onto that green stuff there. Coming through here, braking at the very end of the sausage strip, slight braking, less than 30%. You want to make it so the car trail brakes and turns all the way through this corner. I'm completely off all the stuff, off all the pedals here, just wanting to get that car turned. A little bit of throttle because I was a bit slow. Now running all the way, using the sausage strip and using it as my turn-in point. Here's modulating the throttle again, just waiting for the car to be settled and ready to turn in and get it gripped up, lined up for the straight. And you get as much throttle as possible, and even here you see I get on the throttle too early and I lose a little bit time correcting and running all the way out wide. You will not get it off track for that. You will be fine in the race. And that is a lap of Hockenheim in a 140.777. That is all for the lap guide in the Porsche Cup at Hockenheim. Hope you enjoyed it, and most importantly, I hope it was helpful for all of you that weren't already faster than me. Have a wonderful day, and please feel free to contact me on Discord if you need any personal help with any other cars, any other tracks. Message me what you would like to see, lap times you would like to see in other cars.